Afternoon driver, switch cabs to the other end and shrink yourself into Carnforth station. Okay, I can do that. So switch cabs, set up the cab. So master key in, reverser to neutral. Go outside, change the headlights to the day position. Like that. Put the car length slider to 4. Forward, DRA off. And let's get going. We first need to make a path into Carnforth station. So we're doing to platform 2. So we're taking train 5069, the 1555 Carnforth to Preston service. This train is fictional. This train didn't actually run in real life. I just made it up because I wanted to drive the 309 that I bought recently in the sale with the lag. There we go. So we're going to shunt into platform 2 at Carnforth and then just drive up to Preston non-stop. So this is Carnforth, where the line to Barrow starts as you come off the West Coast Main Line. If you go right, you can curve around towards Hellifield and Leeds. So this should be a good place to stop. So I'll switch cabs and get back to when we have a clear signal to depart. So we now have a clear departure from Carnforth, so forward, DRA off, release the brake, and notch 2 of power. So departing Carnforth, the speed limit is 10 miles per hour, and we have 27 miles to Preston. So the speed limit is immediately going up to 15 miles per hour, then 20, then 125. Even though the maximum speed of a 319 is 100. Just bringing our speed up to 15. And now our speed limit is 110, even though we can only go up to 100. The season is set to autumn, so we can't just put the train into full power. Otherwise we'll just get wheel slip. So if you haven't already guessed, we are on the West Coast Main Line over Shap route from Keith and Ross. It's on the Steam store. It's a good route. You should definitely consider buying it if you're a fan of the West Coast Main Line. Someone has decided to settle me again. So the next station we will pass through will be Lancaster. Before that will be the branch to Morecambe and Heysham. So this is the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 319. I really like it. Especially the northern livery, which I see every single time I go into Manchester. I like how they've also removed the third rail shoe and just left the pantograph. Also, the passenger view is very accurate. I mean, I don't go on 319s because they don't operate over the autocord or to Rochdale or Leeds because the line isn't electrified, but I do see the insides of them a lot. And the seats, they're not very comfortable. They're just rock hard, like on the 195s. This is Hest Bank Junction, where the line diverges right towards Bear Lane and Morecambe. Also a neutral section. I like how the Armstrong Powerhouse actually implemented functionality to the neutral sections in Train Sim. The speed limit is shortly going down to 75 as we approach Lancaster. When I get my frames back. I don't know why the game is being very laggy. I mean, it's not like the West Coast Main Line over Sharp is a very resource demanding route. So I've been looking in the so I've been looking on real-time trains recently, and there seems to be a bit more trains that don't stop at Lancaster. I guess Lancaster isn't that busy. So as we leave Lancaster, the speed limit should be going back up to 125 soon, as we get past these very tight curves. Speed limit is now 110. So this morning, and by this morning I mean the 3rd of December 2019, there's been a whole lot of chaos around Manchester and Leeds. Firstly because someone did something on the railway between Rochdale and Tobden that meant the line had to be closed, which means the first train from Rochdale to Manchester didn't leave until about 8:15, I think, 8 o'clock. And also somebody decided to dump a 319 in platform 3 at Victoria. So all the trains had to kind of bottleneck around it. So you just end up sitting outside of Victoria for about 20 minutes, waiting for a platform to be free. I mean, maybe the 319 broke down, because the train I was on was to Mike 04 from Leeds to Victoria. The number comes into platform 1 at Victoria. I don't really remember what was in platform 1 at the time. It was probably a cancelled Transpennine train. So the 195 just ended up. So the 195 that was on to Mike 04 just came into platform 3 instead, where the 319 was. I got in about 20 minutes late. I still need to claim compensation on that, because with Northern you can claim compensation if your train is at least 15 minutes late. I filled out quite a lot of Northern's compensation forms, because they can't run their trains on time. No, they can Transpennine. So we have 16 miles left to Preston. I thought it would be kind of interesting to park the train in the parcels platform instead of just use platform 6 or 7. as a Pendle to Glasgow, running late. I guess that Pendolino in front of us has really gone really far ahead, because it can travel up to 125 and the current speed limit is 125. I think the thing about the AI in Transim is that it tends to travel quite below the speed limit of the track. That's why they always turn up late compared to the actual train. Sorry. So I started to notice quite a lot of dislikes on my train sim videos. I mean, it's fine if you dislike it. I mean, they're not high quality anyway, because I don't have the money. I mean, if you're going to dislike it, you can at least say why you don't like it. It's just showing a dislike on my video doesn't really help me that much. I do like the 319s, they're very nice to drive in train sim. I guess anything from the Armstrong Powerhouse is nice to drive. So 11 miles left. Should be there in no time. No time at all. So before this video goes out, I should put this scenario on the Google Drive folder I've made, so you can download it and drive it for yourself. I'm not sure if the Steam Workshop will allow me to put it on the Steam Workshop, because I'm not sure if it will accept the 319 that I'm using. Is lag again? There's another neutral section coming up, so I just need to add all the power. So one of my tutors at uni, mentioned something about the advent of code thing on the internet. It's basically we get given a bunch of problems and then you have to come up with a solution to it using programming. I've done the first one. The first one is where Santa is on a different planet for some reason, and he needs to figure out how to get back to Earth to deliver presents, I guess. So the first task is where you need to calculate how much fuel he needs given with each module given its mass. So with the mass you divide by 3, round down, and then subtract 2. So what I did, I created, I did it in Java. So I created the first class with main in it so I can test it, and then I created a second class called FuelCalc that would handle all the calculations. So I created the constructor with the mass as a parameter so you can pass it in for each module. So I created a method called get fuel or something, where it would take in the mass as a private member of the fuel class. So a private in mass. So first line will be mass equals mass. Or should I be saying this out loud? Nah, we'll just ruin the surprise. So I just ended up using an array. No, I didn't. Yeah, so I declared each module as its own variable of type fuel calc, and then just gave its own mass, and then you would get the fuel out. I'm not going to say how you would do it. I mean, I have done it. I'm not going to say it out loud because that would kind of spoil it. And then you just need to come up with your own way of testing it. So I just created a for each loop, just looping. What did I do? I wrote it this morning. I can't remember what I did. And it's easy. Anyone who can program will probably figure it out. And the second one, I spent about an hour doing the second one, and I can't do it. If you want to try the code of Advent thing out, if you're a programmer like me, you can just try it out. It'll look good for employers because you're basically saying, "Oh look, I can do this. What do you think?" Four and a half miles to Preston. So if you did give me a problem to program, my first language would be Java. Unless you want me to create a GUI, then I would immediately just jump over to Visual Studio and make a Windows Forms application in C#. So we can see a cautionary aspect ahead, preparing to brake. So our ETA for Preston is 1620 or 420. Blaze it. So we have a double yellow signal, which means we need to stop at the next signal after this one. So the next signal will be a single yellow, then the one after that will be a danger, or red. There is a train from Blackpool that we do have to wait for. A train from Blackpool to, I think it's Manchester Airport. Because Northern also do run trains from Blackpool North to Hazel Grove, and Blackpool North to York. Speed limit has now gone down to 95 miles per hour. The speed limit is now at 80 miles per hour as we approach Preston station. We have about a mile to go. I'm recording this part, I think the day after I recorded the last part, so I can't remember what the next aspect is. I think it's danger. So the next signal is in 0.25 miles. Yeah, if I remember correctly, we should be waiting for a train from Blackpool to cross our path so we can go into the mail platform. Because I thought it would be interesting to drive into there instead of platform 7. Gently just crawling up to the signal so we don't overshoot it. This is File Junction, where they branch to Blackpool North diverges through Portland File, Kirkham, Wedgham and Leighton. Not in that order. Request to pass signal at danger approved. So we have a shunt signal, or whatever you call it. So we need to stop at the next signal. So the next speed limit change will be down to 25 miles per hour. I think because we needed to request SPAD was because this isn't a very regular movement or something like that. Because I don't think these mail platforms are used very much. Maybe because the signal failed. Probably the second one. We are crossing onto the up slow. I think it's called the up slow. Maybe the up filed, up Blackpool, up what they call it. I think it means P for parcel. So this is Preston station. So this is the end of the video, because this train terminates here. I hope you enjoyed me taking this 319 to Preston from Carnforth. You can get this from the Armstrong Powerhouse webpage, and you can also download the scenario in the description from Google Drive. I'll put it in a public folder. So aiming to stop right at the end of the platform. Let's just take a thumbnail shot. Like that. So aiming to stop right at the buffers. Like this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.